Hey, welcome to Mountain Crypto, Bitcoin Crypto News Online. Today we'll take a look at the charts. We'll take a look at the latest, greatest news. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. Today I wanted to show you an interesting concept from a YouTube that you can look up called BitGrow Farm on YouTube, and it says BitGrow is a concept and a business that utilizes Bitcoin mining, farming, produce by utilizing multiple layers of energy efficient and green energy technologies. The channel documents prototypes from the very beginning as they advance forward, and then they say, just be careful if you try these things. Anyway, wanted to give a plug for that. And then what is big in the news? Bitcoin price rebounds over 109,000 to 110,000. We've actually hit, we'll take a look at the charts, but at least 2 times we have gone above our past all-time high and gone above it and hit it to the point of about $112,000. We're just barely short of $112,000. I don't know, a day or two ago or so. So Crypto Slate tells us here, Mr. Ed Jummo, my cat here, decided to join in all of a sudden. He's very insecure. Oop, be careful, Leo. Anyway, the rebound shows that the current market dependence on institutional and corporate flows. Without them, short-term rallies are at a risk of losing momentum. So this story is built on the hypothesis, and I would say what we're seeing happen is when they back off and sell, the market dips. And when they're buying, why prices do start to surge back up. So we're at that critical point where the big movers and shakers are the ones that are affecting our market price very quickly. So this means if you panic when the price dips or goes up, you could make some bad decisions. So that's something to keep in mind. Here we see that Bitcoin saw a bounce in Asia in the middle of the night, actually. It started about 6 p.m. Pacific time, and it kept going on through the night. I think about midnight it hit that above $110,000 mark and then settled at 109. So we are seeing new all-time highs. We are seeing it tick in the 100,000 range consistently now for some time, which these are all really good signs. High stakes Bitcoin bet on Hyperliquid. James Nguyen, a crypto trader, has been the center of attention after placing 2 consecutive billion-dollar bets on Bitcoin. He opened a long position worth $1.25 billion using 40% leverage and expecting the price to surge between $118,000 and $121,000. Now, it just seems like when people do that, it goes the other way, but maybe James Nguyen has it right. I hope he does. Hope he is able to be successful. The bullish bet was short-lived. It closed the trade, $13 million loss, so he ended up losing. Wow, in less than 24 hours. Yike. So yeah, even before I knew what the ending was, you know when people put a ton of money on a short or on a gain, that's probably, they're going to probably lose their money. So it's worth watching what the futures market is doing. It is an indicator when people go all in one way or the other way. It's funny how the market will just disappoint them. So, blockcoin analysts on Look On Chain reported a trader withdrew $28 million worth of USD from Hyperliquid and ended with a net profit of $25,000. So somebody did win for trading the other way. Nguyen is back in the game as of press time. Look On Chain reported that he reopened a 40x long position worth $75.34 million, with a liquidation price of 103,000. So wow, he's a gambler, man. That's a lot of money. I don't know how rich this guy is, but he entered a $20 million long on meme coin Pepe at 10% leverage. As the latest update, the position shows an unrealized gain of half a million. So that's nothing compared to what he lost. But yeah, wow. Some of these people, man, they are big time gamblers. I say, you know, these guys are experts, millionaires, and they're losing money like, you know, if you hit a one or two, it's great. But man, that's a tough game. I wouldn't do it. I would not do it. I guess if it was like a fraction of what you own, you know, like I don't know what the numbers are, not investing advice, but let's say you did it on the side without using money and you kept betting and you could get, you know, 1 out of 10. If you could get 1 out of 10 consistently, or even 2 out of 10, and you could bet it at 40x, if you made the same bet every time, well, once you hit it once, you've made a ton of money. So, I mean, I could see how it would work out, but you'd have to be able to figure out what your consistent wins would be, and then you'd have to divide up your money so you know, would be winning in the end. All right, so Michael Saylor here for his company Strategy, formerly known as MicroStrategy, buys additional, this is all news within the last 24 hours, last 10 hours for this. Largest corporate holder of Bitcoin, and he's bought, they now have their total stash is 580,000 Bitcoin. Wow. Just bought 4,020 of them for $427 million. Amazing how much money. This is according to CoinDesk here. Different authors are going into it. Ant Digital Technologies says the intersection of global innovation for blockchain and AI and sustainable investing is the hot market. There's actually a lot of articles out there right now telling us that AI is the bet to make. Do your research. I have a little bit of AI here and there. Most of it is on my wins, so I don't really lose anything if it goes to zero. But those are all high risk. We don't really know who the winner will be. I would say, you know, look at those, narrow them down, go with American companies, see if any of them is actually producing anything, and go with those bets. And also another good indication to look at is the ones that are getting new wallets. Like if people are getting a lot of new wallets and there's a lot of social interest, that is a good way to look at the potential for some of these newer projects. Monero market cap flips Litecoin and Toncoin as XMR enters top 25 tokens. Monero is a highly privacy-based coin. It has faced, you know, different countries are not happy about that because they want to be able to trace it. Bitcoin, you know, if they're really know what they're doing, they can track the wallets, and that gives them an indication of who owns the wallets. There's companies like Glassnode that, you know, track these and very, very carefully so that, you know, just having a Bitcoin wallet and Bitcoin, it may not tell the government exactly what you're doing or where you're doing it, but if they really want to know, they can drill down and follow these wallets, and then, you know, they catch these people, they grab their computers, and then they tie it all together. So, yeah, that's something, you know, you don't ever want to be doing anything that we're going to get you into any trouble. It's great to have privacy to protect yourself from, you know, what we see happening, like Coinbase. Everybody lost their Coinbase was hacked, and they got customer information. They got all your personal information, your address, and even account balances. So we're going to talk about something to be careful about. A lot of crypto Bitcoin YouTubers brag about their wins and how they made $1 million and stuff. And I think that's probably getting to be a really bad idea because there are criminals that, and we'll read about that, there are criminals that are finding out where these people are, holding them hostage, cutting off their fingers and stuff like that to get their Bitcoin or their cryptocurrency swapped over. People's houses are getting broken into from time to time, and they're going through looking, grabbing their computers or whatnot. So these are things to think about. I wouldn't talk about how much Bitcoin you have, but there's ways to be safe. And I was emailing out a flyer that gave you all kinds of suggestions on how to be safe. And I think it's got more ideas. It's definitely got more ideas than I've seen in any one place, because I've been gathering them for years and years. I'm sure there's other things that could be added to it, but it is, no strings attached. I just email you. It's a Word document. And you can email me at either mountaincrypto@gmail.com, or you could email me at bitcoincryptonewsonline@gmail.com, either one, and I will send you a copy of that if you want. All right, so according to Cointelegraph, here's what happened today. There has been a lot going on. Let's see, Bitcoin's monetary policies enforced through unique, okay, we already know that. I thought there was some more news in there, but here's the news, the hot news. You see again, decentralized AI could be bigger than Bitcoin. DNA founder, CEO Chris Miglino says. Bitcoin bull starts on Memorial Day bliss, 110K. And I think we've got that article in here about that guy that got held hostage for quite a while. Bitcoin stalls at 110K, but institutional investors continue gobbling up Bitcoin. Wow. So us retailers are being stupid and selling right now. So that is not the thing to do. It's not the time to sell. But if you bought it and you're just trying to make quick bucks and get out, yeah, that's great, but you're probably going to want to get back in Bitcoin again, and you're probably going to go, man, I should have bought it when it was a little over 100,000, because now it's 150, now it's 180. And that's just like probably this year, and maybe into the beginning of next year, but probably this year. All right, Bitcoin bull market starts Memorial Day, they say here in this bull analysis. BlackRock issues a warning about quantum hacking, but there's people that are working on that, how to make Bitcoin quantum computer resistant and be able to fight that. You just put it on quantum computers for one. So that, I don't think that's something to worry about, but it is interesting. Where is this guy? I wanted to show you who Bitcoin appoints special assistant to PM on blockchain and crypto. Pakistan Prime Minister has appointed a Pakistan Crypto Council CEO. So Pakistan's all in now. Where is that? $1 million Bitcoin by 2030 prediction here, 11 hours by Zoltan Vardeya. Predicts massive debt-driven BTC rally. A lot of people actually are commenting right now on the big, beautiful tax bill, as it's called. In the 11th hour, this supposedly went very, very south and is not at all what the president had asked for, but it does include some of the stuff, so we'll see if he rejects it or if he accepts it. But some very prominent analysts are saying that this is going to cause a lot of money printing, trillions and trillions of dollars of debt and money printing that are supposedly going to be offset by the new money coming into America from investors, from new business, from manufacturing, AI, crypto, things like that. But they're this analyst, several analysts have their doubts that we could, that our amount of money coming into America is going to absorb all of this debt, and that's going to force lots of money printing. And of course, that will make Bitcoin skyrocket, but it will make our economy very difficult. So those that aren't heavily into Bitcoin, if this were to happen, are going to be suffering. Crypto ETPs see $3.3 billion in weekly inflows. That is up, record-breaking $10.8 billion milestone. So a lot of money still going into Bitcoin. DDC Enterprises buys 21 Bitcoin, kicking off a plan to scoop up 5,000 Bitcoin in 3 years. That's amazing. Tarang K10 tells us all about that. Coinbase faces another data breach lawsuit claiming stock drop damages. So that's not good. They're getting sued from everybody. I think they'll recuperate, but yeah, it's not looking pretty. Adam Beck leads $2.2 million raise for Swedish health firm's Bitcoin buys. Backed $2.2 million funding round for H100AB Group to help Swedish health tech buy Bitcoin. They want to invest in Bitcoin. And healthcare's, a pretty strong industry, so they're wanting to keep up with all the other big companies and be a strong stock, is what it sounds like to me. Cardone Capital launches a 10x Miami River Bitcoin Fund, so they're going to be promoting monthly cash flows to Bitcoin as investments. Let's see what else we got. We got more people mining. AI in Pakistan, 2,000 megawatts. Wow, that's a lot of power set aside for mining Bitcoin in Pakistan. Yeah, they're serious. Here it is. Crypto investor charged with kidnapping, torturing Italian man for passwords. This is what I want you guys to be aware of. Let's take a look at this article in depth, because it's made me think more about, what do you do? I used to keep, like a seed phrase in my safe, but if they break into your house and they, start torturing your family or your kids, they're going to get the money. So I think the best thing to do is to get it out of your house and keep it at in a safe deposit box for your main holdings. So, get some, or you can get a 3-party hard wallet and have safety net set in there where, you have to show up at a certain location, unless you have like a doctor's excuse, a doctor's, thing where you're incapacitated in the hospital or something, then you could do it at the hospital, I guess. But where they would have to see you in person to be able to make a withdrawal from this certain account. And then that third party would verify that. That way you could still have it for your transactions and stuff, but you would just be inconvenienced a little bit. But that would be like your main big treasure chest, so that, if you were accosted or something, you would have your smaller wallets where you would have, a few hundred or a few thousand, and not your big giant bankroll. So that's kind of my thoughts moving forward. That's what I'm going to do is put in more safety layers, so that, not that I'm a millionaire or anything, but just in case somebody got greedy and they were to come to your house and try to do something crazy, this way they couldn't take it, because, I can't remember my passwords and stuff like that. I have to have, to give my Bitcoin out, I would have to have, a piece of paper with all the the seed on it to be able to do that. So that's an idea, something to think about if you have, you know, I would say whatever you're afraid of losing. You know, I personally wouldn't want to lose. I would be feeling like I was financially damaged if I lost more than $1,000. So that's kind of my game. Is I have a Bitcoin crypto card and I use it to buy things with. It's from Coinbase, and I can spend USD on stuff, and I can, you know, keep a certain amount in that one account just to be able to use my cryptocurrency to spend day to day if that's what I want to do. And then all the other stuff is on a hard wallet, and the seeds are in the safe deposit box and very safe. So that's my idea. I'm sure there are other ideas out there, so take a look and do your research. Cointelegraph, we already looked at that. All right, hash rate converter. This is just something I was looking at. We don't need to talk about that. All right, let's look at the charts. I'm going to wrap this up here in a minute. Please like and subscribe. I'm really trying hard to get to 500 members and then to 1,000. I had over 1,000 members a long time ago. If you look back through our records, we've been doing this since 2017. Well, no, the beginning of 2018, putting out video content. I had to get rid of a lot of it because I was under scrutiny at the time. Anyone who put out cryptocurrency, Bitcoin videos was under scrutiny, and they lost a lot of, they had to remove their content or get, you know, their channel taken away. So I was very close to losing my channel, and I lost a lot of subscribers because of that. So we're trying to make a comeback, but it's been a slow process. One of the things I have to offer is I will not use bad language in front of your family. So if you appreciate that, hit the subscribe and like button right now. Thank you. All right, let's look at the charts. It's looking pretty good. The market cap did go down a little bit. We were like up around 3.6, 3.7 trillion, maybe a little higher, and we have dropped a little bit, about 1% or 2%. It has kind of gone up, gone down. So there's people that are just playing the market. They're just buying and selling and taking bits of profit. So yeah, take a look at your coin here. Looks like a lot of down for the 1 hour, but the 24 hour is about a 50, maybe not quite a 50-50, maybe a 40-50 proposition. Over the 7 day, we are looking at much more green, probably 60% up. For Bitcoin, it's been very good over the 7 day and over the 24 hour. We will not look at the charts up close. Blockchain, the timechain-calendar.com tells us that you cannot buy Satoshis on sale anymore. You used to be able to get over 1,000 Satoshis for $1 US. Now you can get 914. Stack your stats accordingly. Why is this not opening? Let's try that. All right, here we are. Fear and greed. So you can see there's a little bit of greed here. This means people are probably taking some profit. So there is money moving in and out of the market, according to coinglass.com. Now we will look at the blockchaincenter.net altcoin season, rather. I misspoke. You can see we're still way down here. So yes, there's some altcoin opportunities to be had. Be careful. Be careful. Put in those stop losses. Don't lose all your money. Let's look at our prediction. Yes, we always try to do a price prediction. CoinCodex.com here has wonderful price prediction based on the, I believe, the 20-day and the 200-day, or maybe it's 50-day and the 200-day moving average, the 14-day relative strength index, MACD, and other charts and history. So we look at Bitcoin right now, price is 109. The 5-day prediction is at 133. Like I said many times before, this probably doesn't mean we'll hit 133, but it does mean we're in the right direction. Then historically, we would see a dip after that to 118, then skyrocketing up to 177,000, which is my prediction that we hit 180,000. Hopefully by the end of the year, this Bitcoin season could be extended into next year. I have said that. That is a new one that I've been saying the last few months, but I am hoping to see 180,000 this calendar year. 6-month prediction will drop back down again as we go into a bear market. Hopefully, 118,000 would be our low for the bear market that we will see sometime in the next, I believe, 6 months to a year. All right, there it is. I hope you enjoyed today's Bitcoin crypto news online. Have a great day and goodbye.